Hey everyone, this is Tony Rod from Jim Rockstone. I always say this, right? It's been a minute, but it has been a minute. It has been several months. It's been a little crazy in my life. My brother passed away unexpectedly in October. My father and I went on a trip, and it was just for a few days. We came back, and I was heading up to where I live, right? And then when I got home, my sister called me frantically, like we didn't know where our brother was, and he was supposed to come, and there were stories flying around anyway. So it appears he had like a massive heart attack, and passed away up in like out of state, and so we had funeral services where he was because of the amount of friends that he had in that area, and then we brought him down home to have another funeral service and burial. So it's been a lot. That was back in October. November was a whirl. December was another whirl. I don't remember a lot of things. You know how stress is, right? And I think I'm like definitely a meal that's low in salt or low in with ingredients right now, but that's my dog barking in the background. He's a little annoying, but here it is, Christmas Day 2021. Okay, let me just mark that. Christmas Day 2021, and yet here I am. I don't remember where I left off, and I'm not gonna look at the old videos to see like where I left off. I'm just gonna start off with Matthew chapter 8. Could have been that, could have been, I don't know. Anyway, I could be repeating myself. I don't know, maybe got something new to say, but and we're all like, my family is just, what can I tell you? We're like still in the days, you know what I'm saying? We're still in the days about all that has happened, and yet, we continue in this life, and we continue to have faith in God. And as I read, how God cleanses the leopard, and how the centurion had, faith in chapter 8, and how Jesus heals many. I wonder, well, why didn't the Lord heal my brother? Why didn't he stop the heart attack? Why my brother was so young? He was really young, younger than me. I'm not saying that I'm young, right? But I'm just saying he was younger than I am. And yet, I know that my prayer for my family and for the people that I love is that whenever it's our time to go, let us go quickly. Like, I don't want us to suffer. I know what it is. I had a job where I would investigate people in facilities and nursing homes, and I know what it is to be infirmed in a facility, by observation, and how that life is. And I don't want that for any of us. Like, if any of us had to go whenever it's our time to go, like, let's go quickly. And it appears that God did honor my prayer, and I'm thinking, it was my brother's time to leave. I mean, when he came on this earth, it was his time to leave that day in October. So not that that gives me complete healing, right? But it affords me a little bit of peace. Right? It affords me a little bit of peace. So today, when I was talking to, I have an alarm on my phone, and my alarm is called, I have several alarms, but this one is called 777, right? That's the title of this alarm. And this alarm, I get up at 7, And I pray for a group of people, including my 3 nieces. And I pray for the Lord to direct their steps towards her husband, right? And so I have been praying, it's like how you start praying, right? You start praying for something, and then you start praying and praying and praying and praying, and then it's like a year, 2 years. And it's like, wow, okay, what up? I'm still praying about this, and it hasn't come to pass, and, it's just not important to God, or whatever it is, And then this morning, I kind of was busy with some other stuff that I was doing in the morning. I swear I don't even remember what it was. Probably reading something else. And then I snooze the alarm 777 a few times. And then I said, oh my God, I got to pray, right? I got to pray. Even it's not that I don't have faith in what I'm praying for anymore, but I'm like, I just need to pray about this. I have to continue to pray about it. So I did a quick prayer. And I remember in my prayer I said, and Father, even, grant us the desires of our hearts for those people that we would want to be our husbands, right? But of course, let your will always trump that, because only you know if they will ever be ready for us, right? If the people that we're praying for, will they ever be ready for us? I don't know. And so I put that prayer like that, put that prayer in like that to God. And so today, in the evening, a few minutes ago, my sister tells me that my niece, my daughter, it appears as if she's going to get married to the father of her child, who has not been easy. He has not been an easy person. His composite is just not easy. And yet, for whatever reason, this is a decision. This may be what's coming up, what's going to be coming up. And I didn't say anything to my sister because she's pretty upset about it, right? Because she doesn't like him. Because, when you don't treat your kids right, you're like, I don't like you. So, but she was talking and I was walking around where I live. I was just thinking about my prayer this morning, trying to figure out whether that's an answered prayer. I'm not quite sure. I know God is always listening, and He answers our prayers in the best way that He feels. And sometimes we make our choices, and I know that whether they're the best choices for us or not the best choices for us, because He is our good Father, and because we cling to Him, He makes our path right. He makes our path right. Okay. So in Matthew 8, I'll just read with the faith of Centurion, because I think it's a lot of, this whole Bible thing and reading and whatever it is that I'm doing. It's just all about faith. So when he entered Capernaum, a centurion came forward to him, appearing to him, Lord, my servant is lying paralyzed at home, suffering terribly. And he said to him, I will come and heal him, Jesus said, right? But the centurion replied, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come under my roof, but only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. And I say to one, go, and he goes, and to the other, come, and he comes. And to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he marveled and said to those who followed him, truly I tell you that with no one in Israel have I found such faith. I tell you, many will come from the east and the west, and recline at table with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven, while the sons of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And to the centurion he said, "Go, let it be done for you as you have believed." And the servant was healed at that very moment. You know, I usually have dreams when like things are happening to my family. Like it's like I feel like God is giving me like a forewarning, like He's forewarning me about something, you know. And usually, you know, it's something, you know, it's a forewarning. And I tell you, the big shocker about my brother is that I never knew. Like, he was just supposed to go up, visit his daughter, and come back. And he wanted to come back, you know. He was like in anticipation to come back. And there was nowhere in my mind or in my brothers and sisters, my dad, nowhere in our minds were we thinking that anything would happen like that, you know. I mean, and I know that the Lord always, like He always would tell me, you know, He would always forewarn me of things. And I never had a warning. I never had a dream. I never, nothing. And so this is why I think that in faith, I believe that it was just my brother's time. Because I know that the Lord sees our faith. And according to our faith, you know, and it's, you know, it's like this. It's not that you know, what is big faith and what is little faith? I think I've talked about that before. How can you measure that? Only God knows. There's no way of measuring, oh, she has a lot of faith or he has little faith. There's no way of measuring that. Only God can measure that, because that's a heart thing. It's a heart thing. So I'll just repeat the last line, because it's nothing that I can add to it or take away from it, right? That will make it just more clear. And to the centurion, Jesus said, "Go, let it be done for you." Go, let it be done for you as you have believed. And the servant was healed at that very moment. I know that if I would have had an inkling that something was going to happen to my brother, I would have prayed. I would have thrown myself at my knees, and He would have needed to listen. He would have needed to turn that thing around. And yet, I believe that I was not forewarned because it was my brother's time. And so maybe in that I find comfort, right? Although I'm clearly marked. Clearly, right? You can see it, right? That gives me some sort of peace. All right, everyone. Until next time, I don't know when that may be. Tony Rod from Gem Rockstone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.